Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, the committee report creates a program management office within DepEd, which shall be in charge of reviewing and evaluating project proposals under the Classroom Acceleration Program.
Yes, Mr. President.
Medyo mahaba ito, Mr. President. I'll skip reading section 7, which is about submission and review of project proposals, composing of about 5 or 4 paragraphs. Question, Mr. President, what is the timeline for PMO's approval?
Mr. President, we didn't put a timeline. Ang nilagay ho namin ay immediately, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. President. So the understanding there, Mr. President, is as soon as the law is passed, pwede na po sila magsimula na tumanggap ng mga proposals mula po sa mga LGUs at mga CSOs. If the gentleman from Tarlac would wish to include a specific timeline here, Mr. President, we would welcome that in the period of amendments.
So does it suggest immediate application or implementation, Mr. President?
Mr. President, that's the intention. Let me just review the language. Kapag Mr. President, we included the word immediately in the special provisions in the GAA, but we did not include it here, Mr. President. So if you wish, Mr. President, we can include a word or phrase that refers to expediency in Section 7, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President, for the accommodation. How do we ensure that this process will not be a source of bottleneck in the approval process? Imbes na maengganyo ang private sector na sumali, baka mas lalo pa silang magalit sa gobyerno, Mr. President.
Yes, Mr. President. Sa totoo lang, Mr. President, that's really a matter of implementation and oversight. Nakita naman po natin na sa taong ito, 60 lang po ang nagawa ng DPWH na total classrooms. At yung sinusulong po nating modality na ang mga local government unit ang magsasagawa, ang nakikita po natin ay ang mas mabilis na paggawa. Now, kung maging bottleneck po yan ng DepEd, meron po tayong Joint Oversight Committee na kung saan we will exercise our oversight function para masigurado po na mabilis ang pagsasagawa po ng DepEd at hindi po maging bottleneck nga po, no? And Mr. President, because we've been working with DepEd hand in hand, no, in developing this bill, nakikita rin po nila yung pangailangan at yung matinding pangailangan na sa tamang panahon ang paggawa ng classroom at sa tamang presyo. Kaya Mr. President, alam rin po niya na lahat tayo dito nakabantay. In fact, one of the biggest increases in our budget is specifically for the classrooms. Kaya masasabi natin, Mr. President, lahat tayo nakabantay dito, ang DepEd, alam rin niya yung kanyang responsibilidad, and we're hoping, Mr. President, na sa madaliang panahon, magiging mas mabilis ang pagbuo po ng mga classroom.
Thank you for the assurance, Mr. President. Now, in regard to the classification of classrooms, the committee report differentiates the types to be built under the classification of the Classroom Acceleration Program into 2. Category B refers to classroom buildings designed to withstand a wind load up to 270 kilometers per hour, and Category D, which refers to classroom buildings designed to withstand a wind load up to 340 kph. Mr. President, with increasingly stronger typhoons visiting the country every year, is it worth creating a difference in wind load?
Yes, Mr. President. In fact, we intend to amend this section during the period of committee amendments at ilalagay na lang po natin na susunod po tayo sa standards ng DepEd. Currently, Mr. President, itong Category B at Category D ang ginagamit ng DepEd na batayan para po sa mga classrooms. But just a few weeks ago, nagkaroon po ng classroom summit ang DepEd at nabanggit na rin po doon yung presyo at yung standards, and we will just be adopting that, Mr. President. So ito pong Section 10 will be simplified at intention po namin na gawing mas simple po itong Section 10, Mr. President. So mawawala rin po itong Category B and D. Ilalagay na lang po natin na to follow the standards of the Department of Education that they can update every year, Mr. President.
Mas maganda po siguro, Mr. President, kung gawin na lang natin na category D lahat kasi ito ang pinakamalakas naman na inaasahan na bagyo ay 340 kilometers per hour.
Yes, Mr. President.
Who shall make a determination as to what type of classification of classrooms shall be built in the area, Mr. President?
Ang DepEd po, Mr. President, meron siyang minimum standards, performance standards na sinusunod per area.
Alam din po ba ng DepEd yung mga data tungkol sa wind load o pressure?
Yes, Mr. President, because kapag gumagawa po ng mga buildings sa mga iba't ibang lugar po, meron po talagang batayan, no? Ang pangangailangan po ng mga buildings po doon at sumusunod po ang DepEd po doon.
Mr. President, ayon po sa Philippine Institute of Development Studies report, isa sa mga lugar na may pinakamalalang classroom congestion ay ang NCR. At ang naging tugon dati ng DepEd dito sa lumalalang classroom shortage ay planong pagpapatayo ng medium to high-rise school buildings.
Opo.
Ang tanong po, meron na bang naging follow-up tungkol dito?
Mr. President, sa totoo lang po, this year wala kasi 60 lang po ang nabuo ng Department of Education. Ang pangangailangan po sa NCR ay ano po talaga, no? High-rise na po siya at lampas na po siya dun sa cost per classroom, no? However, Mr. President, we did include in the bill, and this is from Senator Lacson's interpellation, a provision for lease and purchase of buildings outright. At posible, Mr. President, na itong pagbili ng mga building na gawa na unoccupied or pagrenta sa mga building ay maaari pong solusyon dito po sa NCR. Yung mga ibang syudad rin po sa NCR na mas may kaya ay posible rin pong gumamit ng sarili ng pondo para po sa pagtatayo ng classrooms, Mr. President. Kasi lumalabas po, Mr. President, above 5 floors, practically 7 million pesos per classroom na po yung presyo. At kadalasan po, yung mga LGU dito po sa Metro Manila, sila na po mismo yung nagbabayad para dito po sa mataas na presyo habang yung DepEd po na lang yung tumutulong po sa kanila dito po sa mga pangangailangan po nila sa classroom.
Meron na po bang mga natukoy na mga urban schools, Mr. President, na makakapag-accommodate itong mga medium to high-rise school buildings?
Mr. President, currently wala ho kaming listahan. Ang Cavite at Pasig ay mga na-identify na po. But definitely, Mr. President, kapag napasa na po yung batas, I'm certain that many of these LGUs will start submitting their paperwork. We have also collated some of these requests, Mr. President. Pero sa totoo lang po, it will be up to DepEd to determine kung sino po yung unang makakakuha po ng bagong building.
Interesado rin po kasi tayo, Mr. President, kung paano mapapacilitate ng CAP ang construction po ng medium to high-rise school buildings at kung paano po ito mapaprioritize sa urban areas, Mr. President.
Yes, Mr. President. We are aware, Mr. President, na pagdating sa mga highly urbanized cities, kailangan ho talaga ng multiple floors na po, no? But if you look at the gap in the whole country, Mr. President, yung karamihan pa rin outside of Metro Manila, single floor po yung pangailangan nila at may lupa pa rin po. Pero sa NCR, mukhang building na po talaga yung kailangan gawin, Mr. President.
Maraming salamat, Mr. President. Maraming salamat, Mr. Sponsor, sa mga ilang paglilinaw.
We'd like to thank the gentleman from Tarlac for his questions. Maraming salamat po at